condition.
Now, talk about immaculate condition. Some more recent history here in these cars. We saw them on track for the first time yesterday. The XU-1, like Brock, Moffat and many other names, both machine and man, has been interwoven into the history of this place, and the Toranas were certainly a benchmark car in their day, weren't they? As we see them take off on the lap, we will come back to them, but right now Mark gives you this background on this incredible car.
Back-to-back Bathurst victories for Holden's GTS Monaros in the late 1960s left GMH with two options: either continue with Monaro and its expensive imported US componentry, or go homegrown with a much smaller, lighter and more affordable car. Holden chose the latter, and in 1970 the GTR XU-1 was born. Based on the company's existing Torana sedan, the XU-1 was powered by a potent six-cylinder engine equipped with triple carburetors, and it proved a formidable race and rally weapon in the hands of Holden stars like Colin Bond and Peter Brock. Over its 5-year competition career, Holden's Pocket Rocket won 4 Australian rally titles, a National Touring Car Championship crown, plus many other major race and rally victories. Without doubt, its finest and most memorable achievement was outright victory at Bathurst in 1972, in the hands of Peter Brock.
It's amazing, Mark, watching the drivers as these cars took off in pit straight. They're all jumping over the concrete barriers like the champ cars do when the V8s are on at Honda Indy. They can't get enough of them.
Well, the beauty of it is, Billy, the modern V8 supercar drivers appreciate, where they've come from. This is our heritage. This is how the whole Holden and Ford thing started. And these cars really represent that. The XU-1 Torana celebrating its 30th anniversary of its first and only victory at Mount Panorama. Came very close in 1973, following Brock's victory in 72. They finished second that year and really should have won the race. It was a miscalculation on fuel, which really cost them victory that year. But the XU-1 Torana really was a giant killer, as Rory the Lion will tell you. Magnificent sight here. There's 100 XU-1s on the mountain this weekend. The earlier model LC and the later model LJ. And that car, well, those two cars at the front of the pack are the real deal. Car 28C, that's the car that Brock actually drove to victory here in 1972. The car behind is the Group C version. It was so competitive here the following season. And there's a lot of cars here from the Torana car clubs from around the country. And it's a magnificent moment for these guys.
They've done a terrific job, the way they've turned these cars out. They look after these cars lovingly. It's hard enough to look after a modern road car than it is to one of these classics that they've spent so much time, money and effort restoring. Tremendous job. And thank goodness they do it, because without people like this maintaining these cars, we wouldn't be able to sample some of our motorsport history. Thank you, Mark Osler. As we move on now to a very special announcement, and this has a lot to do with history as well. And for that...
Sorry, Mike.
Oh, okay.
I need the microphone.
Okay,
Go